Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Memorial Day is just around the corner, and several township leaders offer their memories of the holiday in the years past. Sunday is the day to celebrate in East Brunswick, and we'll show you a calendar of events. Irwin School celebrated Deaf Awareness Day, and the 10th anniversary of the township's Young Musicians Concert was held Sunday. All of these stories and much more are coming up, including information about next week's Daisy Fair and a review of this week's Township Council meeting. But first, Channel 8's programming for next week includes Look Great, Feel Great with Lenore Kulik, Monday morning at 10. At 10:30, Stories from the Library follows with librarian Carol Phillips and stories about elephants. Tuesday evening begins with Just Kidding at 7 o'clock. Kids go to the same-day surgery center, read in the Great American Read Aloud, and much more. At 7:30, Paul Hansen and guest Howard Shemitz discuss investment profitability with mutual funds on You and Your Money. Baseball cards, plaques, and all kinds of memorabilia are featured on Exercise the Right Choice at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. The month of June begins on Wednesday with Spotlight on Education at 7:30. This month, Dr. John Kopko talks with mathematics supervisor Dr. Frank Gardella about some interesting new approaches to teaching math. At 8 o'clock, the hosts of Teen TV look back at the best of the season and take a trip to the headquarters of the Home News. Watch for some bloopers, too. The 10th anniversary of the East Brunswick Young Musicians Concert will be shown Wednesday night at 8:30. Thursday night's lineup includes This Week in East Brunswick at 7 o'clock, and at 7:30, each of the candidates for the Township Council will have 5 minutes to speak about their qualifications and concerns. Watch the Community Bulletin Board for additional programming information.
Memorial Day is a significant occasion for all Americans throughout the United States. It's particularly significant in our community. It provides us with an opportunity to come together as one, to put aside all of the factionalism and all of the different types of things that separate us, and to remember those of every race, color, and religion who made the ultimate sacrifice for the liberties which we hold so dear. It's also a day on which we can reflect on those liberties, when we can try to understand their significance, to put away those things which divide us and concentrate on the magnificent legacy that those who died over the centuries provide for us. This year, the 50th anniversary of D-Day is a significant milestone, and we should come together as a community to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Come on out to the Daisy Spring Fair, Central Jersey's biggest week-long party, May 30th through June 5th. Rides, foods, games, and attractions, all to benefit the East Brunswick Association for Brain-Injured Children. Come see the circus, professional wrestling, concerts featuring Tim Gillis, Shirley Reeves, TNN's Club Dance Show with Shelley Mangrum, and the largest fireworks display yet on Memorial Day. So come on out to the Daisy Spring Fair, May 30th through June 5th.
See you there.
Hi, I'm Amy Fisher, and today I'm at Irwin School with Deirdre Fuller, who's the teacher of the deaf, and Susan Preston, who's our supervisor of special education, and Laura Tremblay, who's a speech clinician here. Deirdre, you have something very special happening today. Could you tell us?
Sure. Today is Deaf Awareness Day at Irwin School. Miss Deaf New Jersey is going to have a presentation for the students, and before this morning we had a lot of displays set up of equipment and things for the students to look at.
Susan, when did the program for the deaf begin at Irwin School?
This is its second year at Irwin School, and it began initially as a project with New Jersey Department of Special Education on an inclusive network effort. And we received training for 1 year before the inception of the project, and then it began last September.
And Laura, what is your involvement with this class?
I am the speech therapist for all the children in Irwin School, but I also have the hearing impaired children.
And how often do you meet with them?
It varies, but I see them anywhere between 2 and 4 times a week.
Deirdre, is your program all day, every day?
Yes, I start at the high school and I work with students there, and then I come here and I work with 5 students here at Irwin.
And what did the students here do for the rest of the day, Susan?
Well, some of the students have a full-day program because the students are in regular education and they receive services from Laura and Deirdre as part of their Resource Center programming, and Laura as related service. And some of the students, when they are kindergarten age, have an extended kindergarten day so they can receive their services uninterrupted from their kindergarten program.
Would you say this program has been a success here?
Yes, definitely. The children are making excellent progress, and I have to commend all the staff, in particular these two individuals, and also the regular ed teachers who work so well with all of us and with the children. And Mrs. Fisher and the entire school really became part of the project a year before it started, with all the in-service that we provided and the consultation work, and they really made the children feel very welcome and very successful.
Thank you very much.
Who wants to learn how to sign? You're going to learn 1,000,000 words. Great. Who knows the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? Oh, good. Who knows the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears in sign language? Aha. Well, when you leave here in a little while, you're going to be able to say, I know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears in Terrence. Okay? There, let's all do that.
Papa, we use the same sign for father or daddy.
Daddy.
Mama. The same sign for mother or mommy. Mama. Baby.
Okay, this is a TTY, which is a teletypewriter for the deaf. And what they use is, this is their telephone, and when the telephone rings, and they put the telephone in the couplers here, and then their message is sent through here. Now, in order for someone to speak to another person on a TTY, both parties have to have the TTY. And they type here, and the message is sent through here. This is a behind-the-ear hearing aid, and these are the hearing aids that our children here wear. This is the ear mold which goes into the child's ear. This goes around their ear, and this goes behind their ear. And then they use this in the classroom when they're not using the contact units or when they're out on the playground so that they can hear everything that's going on. Alright, these are the contact units, and these are the units that the kids use in the classroom. This is the kids unit, and this is the teacher's unit. And what the children do, this works in conjunction with their hearing aids. And when the teacher puts this on, she wears this microphone, and the children wear this loop here. And it works in conjunction with their hearing aids. And then the teacher's voice goes directly into their hearing aids, and it cuts out any background noise so that the children are only hearing the teacher. It's directly from the teacher to the child, and then they can hear everything. They have no background noise and no distractions.
Hello, this is Bruce Cook, and I'm speaking to you from Channel 8 here in East Brunswick, New Jersey. To all my friends and family, residents of this fine town community area, I'd like to welcome you to Channel 8's presentation on Memorial Day Minutes. I'm a representative from the East Brunswick Elks Lodge here in town, and I'd like to take a few minutes and speak to you about D-Day and Memorial Day this year in 1994. So happens that it's the 50th anniversary of D-Day, which means that 50 years ago, our fathers, and some of us that are watching this program, have taken on the patriotic duty to invade the shores of France in an effort to promote worldwide freedom. This great day took place as a momentum of time and patriotic duty, and we would also like to thank all of those veterans that are still with us of the fine job they did and the pride that this generation and the following generations will always have, marking their 50th anniversary of the invasion on Normandy. Just like to take a few minutes and ask all of you to remember them, remember the veterans, the patriots, this Memorial Day by displaying your American flags proudly in front of your homes and places of business. And God bless America, and good night. Thank you.
At Monday night's Township Council action meeting, teacher Donna Taylor was presented with a proclamation for receiving the Golden Apple Teacher Award.
Whereas Donna Taylor, a 5th grade teacher at Warnsdorfer School in East Brunswick, has won the Golden Apple Teacher Award for the month of August 1994. And whereas this award is presented by the Cable Television Network of New Jersey to recognize outstanding New Jersey teachers who make a difference in the lives of their students. And whereas the Golden Apple Teachers Award was created to spotlight those New Jersey teachers who share our children's futures. And whereas Ms. Taylor's students nominated her for this award because of her dedication to the profession of teaching and for her inspiration in the classroom. Now therefore be proclaimed that I, Ira Oskowski, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, do hereby congratulate Donna Taylor upon receipt of the Golden Apple Teachers Award and wish her every best success in her career in the field of education. Thank you.
3 East Brunswick High School athletic teams were honored with resolutions. The girls' basketball team, the boys' bowling team, and the wrestling team were recognized.
Whereas the East Brunswick High School basketball team, coached by Reggie Carney, had a record of 25 wins and 3 losses during the winter season, and the team brought honor to East Brunswick's high school. The players themselves, their respective families, and the entire community as Red Division champions and Central Jersey Group 4 champions. Now therefore be resolved by the East Brunswick Township Council on behalf of a proud community that it hereby honors East Brunswick High School girls basketball team for an outstanding winter season. Whereas the East Brunswick High School boys bowling team, coached by Robert Hegedus, had a record of 15 wins and 2 losses during the winter season, and the team brought honor to East Brunswick High School, the players themselves, their respective families, and the entire community as GMC Red Division champions. Now therefore be resolved by the East Brunswick Township Council on behalf of a proud community that it hereby honors East Brunswick High School boys bowling team for an outstanding winter season. Whereas the East Brunswick High School wrestling team, coached by Glenn Pazinko, had a record of 9 wins and 1 loss during the winter season, and the team brought honor to East Brunswick High School, the players themselves, their respective families, and the entire community as GMC Red Division champions and District 20 champions. Now therefore be resolved by the East Brunswick Township Council on behalf of a proud community that it hereby honors East Brunswick High School wrestling team for an outstanding winter season.
In other council news, the council has agreed to fund the $3 million needed to purchase a new communications system for the township's public safety department and emergency services.
At this point, there's enough funding in place for $2 million in bonds on the system. That will keep this project up and moving. It's more than enough to get us into 1984 until we can get to the second stage of this project, and then we will complete it in early January of 94. And again, many of that information has been already shared with the voluntary members, so we've kept them abreast of what's developing. At this point, I'm comfortable with it, and I think it's something that's needed and something we should. Mr. Zarnowski.
Yes, I thank the public safety and emergency services individuals for their patience. I know it got heated at times, but the bottom line is we're here for you, and we're glad that you were persistent in your efforts, and we're glad that you've done a good job in researching the system. And quite frankly, I'm glad to see it moving on. I'd like to particularly thank Captain Laurie for his time that he spent with us over the last week. You know, he's done a wonderful job of keeping us educated in this system. John Kosick has also done a lot of hard work. Chief Soak, and the rest of the members of the committee that worked on it.
I've always felt that we needed a new communications network. What we've seen here in the past few weeks is a perversion of the system. A system of checks and balances put into government for the benefit of all the people. Emergency service personnel were brought up to speed through several informative meetings. Why shouldn't the council have been afforded the same courtesy? Our meeting, instead of being an informal, informational meeting, was more reminiscent of times when people held meetings carrying torches. This has not been a battle over radio. It's been a battle for power, and my only hope is that the people haven't been the losers in this battle. I wanted to make sure not that I was satisfied with the new system, but that all our departments and services questions had been answered, and that the proposed system met their requirements, and that we are getting the right features for them to do their job correctly, and that we are getting the most for their money.
Maybe some of the things could be substituted. Maybe all the equipment doesn't have to be junked. Maybe some equipment could be salvaged. I always try to stress the volunteerism of the people in the fire department and first aid. I mean, if we had to go out and pay their salaries, it would be about $5 or $6 million a year. And it gets to a point where how can you refuse these people?
And I think it's something that we should move forward with at this time. So I'm glad that, and I want to thank both the council president, the members of the council, and the mayor for coming together on this issue. And I think that it shows that they can all work together for the good of the township.
The township will issue $2.1 million in bonds to pay for the startup and 2/3 of the project in 1994. The council will then include $900,000 in the 1995 municipal budget to complete the project. In a related story, the council had to delay the vote on the 1994 municipal budget because the township hasn't received final numbers from the state. Last Sunday evening, the Division of Recreation, the Arts Commission, and the Music Department of the Public Schools presented the 10th anniversary East Brunswick Young Musicians Concert. Mr. Jerry Kopczynski, Supervisor of Music and Performing Arts for the schools, was recognized for his contributions to the township.
Whereas Jerry Kopczynski, after arriving in the United States in 1947 from the Ukraine, embarked on a career in the performing arts, receiving his BME and ME degrees from Murray State University in Kentucky and his ME degree from Rutgers University in New Jersey. And whereas throughout his brilliant career, Jerry Kopczynski exhibited the qualities that make him a master in his field. He organized and conducted the Middlesex Youth Symphony Orchestra, initiated and directed the New Jersey Astor Summer Conference, served as assistant director and senior youth orchestra conductor of the Maine Astor Summer Conference, served as assistant director of the Western Pennsylvania Astor Summer Conference at Clarion State College, and is known in the community as a conductor of the East Brunswick High School Orchestra, which has become the pride and joy of the community for its illustrious achievements under Mr. Kopczynski's staunch leadership. And whereas his professional membership includes the New Jersey chapter of Astor, the New Jersey Music Educators Association, the New Jersey Alliance for Arts Education, and the New Jersey Teen Arts Festival, among others. He is a recipient of significant awards such as the Citation Standards of Music Performance in the country and state through his pioneering efforts in the schools and his personal musicianship. A gubernatorial commendation in 1974 as an outstanding individual in the service of the arts, in education, and in New Jersey, and a State Astor Award in 1974. And whereas the East Brunswick Department of Recreation, Parks, and Community Services, the East Brunswick Arts Commission, and the East Brunswick Public Schools are especially indebted to Jerry Kopczynski, who was instrumental in creating the Young Musicians Auditions and Concert, which has had its debut 10 years ago in May of 1985. Whereas the Young Musicians Audition and Concert was implemented to recognize, encourage, and present to the community the talented young musicians of East Brunswick in grades 9 through 12. And whereas in 10 years, the Young Musician Concert saw over 425 students audition for the honor of performing in concerts for the public and has featured more than 250 exceptional youth who performed in concert. And whereas Jerry Kopczynski, who wrote on his original application for a teaching position, in my opinion, teaching is the most important profession in the world. By cultivating young minds, we make this world a better place to live in. This statement best exemplifies how he has dedicated his life to designing and organizing events to honor young, aspiring students with artistic ability. Now, therefore, be proclaimed that I, Ira Oskowski, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, on behalf of a grateful community, do hereby extend my appreciation to Jerry Kopczynski for his devotion to fostering the acknowledgement of the youth of East Brunswick and for having been a part of our community's music and cultural development. Thank you very much, Jerry.
The concert's third place prize was awarded to Connie and Carrie Chen. Second place went to Jeanette Baker and Emily Beck. Andy Chang won the concert's first place prize. Watch for the concert in its entirety Wednesday night, June 1st at 8 p.m.
Hi, I'm Councilman Dave Zarnowski. Memorial Day is a special time of year where we honor those who gave their lives for our country. I remember growing up as a youngster, attending the Memorial Day Parade and wreath-laying ceremony at the Veterans Memorial in my hometown of Kearney, New Jersey. Attending these events made me realize what a special debt of gratitude we owed those brave men and women who gave their lives to help keep our country free. I encourage all of our citizens to participate in this year's Memorial Day ceremony to be held on May 29th at 1 p.m. in the Municipal Complex. It is a fitting way to honor those brave people who helped fight and gave their lives to make this the greatest country in the world. I look forward to seeing you all on the 29th. Thank you. Township-sponsored activities on Sunday, May 29th include a veterans ceremony at 1 p.m. in Volunteer Park and a picnic from 2 to 5 next to the pond. The picnic will feature free soda, hot dogs, and ice cream, live music, and children's entertainment. Bring your lawn chairs. For more information, call 390-6805.
Hi, it's Daisy Spring Fair time.
It's time for the 7th annual Daisy Spring Fair, Central Jersey's biggest week-long party, May 30th through June 5th. And to start the week off with a bang on Memorial Day, there will be half-price tickets available for rides, a free concert with Shirley Reeves from the Shirelles, TNN's Club Dance Show starring Shelley Mangrum, and the largest fireworks display yet. All this and more on Memorial Day, May 30th, at the Middlesex County Fairgrounds on Cranberry Road in East Brunswick, New Jersey.
The Memorial Day that we celebrate today is not the one that I like to remember. I like to remember the one when I was a boy, going back 80 years ago. And we prepared for Memorial Day. We were always anxious that we could always go out into the fields and we could pick some wild flowers. And on Memorial morning, we would gather in front of the Baptist church. And of course, that was by the school, Crandall School, and also the town hall. And the POSA, the Patriotic Sons of America, they had a band, and they would furnish the music, and we would parade from there up to Chestnut Hill Cemetery to the veteran site. And we'd gather around with our flowers, and one of the gentlemen from the POS of A would gather the flowers and place them on all the graves. A local minister or a clergyman, and they generally try to have a different one every year, would say a few prayers. We would sing some songs, and of course an outstanding student would be picked to recite the Gettysburg Address. And I can remember the last time this happened was in '42, and Jackie Squires gave a Gettysburg Address. And of course I remember Bobby Cale likewise. And these were the kind of days that it meant something. And when it was all over, we would march back to the town hall, and we'd all get like a bottle of soda, and that was our treat. And then we'd go home and talk about the day and why we were there, and in memory of veterans. And of course, I remember 3 of the Civil War veterans, and they would generally ride in a car. And one of them was Mr. Beebe, and Mr. Herb Appleby, and Mr. Arthur Van Heist. And they were very well loved by the whole village. And it was right that we should pay them this homage on this particular day. And that's the kind of days that I like to remember.